Everything just changed in Detroit. Loyalty is fading, trust is broken, and one wrong move could cost everything. Episode 7 just dropped, and let me tell you, this one's got it all: backstabbing, power plays, and a jaw-dropping twist that nobody saw coming. Meech is not slowing down. If anything, he's doubling up. Episode 7 opens with Meech taking bold steps to expand the BMF empire outside of Detroit. He's already got his eye on Atlanta, a move that's both smart and dangerous. We see him meet with a new connect who isn't from around the way. This isn't just about drugs anymore. Meech is thinking long-term, big picture. He wants full control from Detroit to the south, and he's not asking for permission. But every move Meech makes comes with risk. The streets are watching, rivals are watching, and so are the feds. When Meech tries to lock down a new distribution route, a rival crew shows up uninvited. Tension is high, guns are out, but Meech, always calm under pressure, handles it like a boss. He tells them straight, this city's too small for two kings. The way he talks, you can feel he's not just trying to survive, he's trying to own everything. Behind the scenes though, not everyone is feeling Meech's leadership. Some of his own crew think he's moving too fast. They're worried he's putting them in danger with all this expansion. There's a moment where one of his closest guys, someone who's been riding with him since day one, questions his decision. It's not loud or messy, but you can feel the tension. Meech brushes it off, but the seed of doubt is there. You can tell cracks are starting to show. There's a scene in a dimly lit club that really sets the tone. Meech is talking to his new contact, trying to lock in the Atlanta pipeline. Everything seems smooth until he gets a mysterious call. Mid-conversation, he walks away to take it, and the music fades. On the phone, it's someone warning him, you're not as untouchable as you think. Chills, this is when you realize, no matter how powerful Meech gets, someone out there is planning to knock him off the throne. And then comes the quiet but heavy moment. Meech back at home, alone, staring at his reflection. No words, just the weight of it all sitting on his shoulders. He's trying to build an empire, but every step forward brings new enemies. His mom's worried, his brother's pulling away, and his crew's loyalty is starting to bend. But Meech, he doesn't blink. He's playing chess, not checkers. By the end of this section, you see the setup clearly. Meech is making big moves, but the bigger the climb, the harder the fall. He's got a vision, but visions don't survive long in the streets unless you've got the fire and the backup to protect it. And right now, that backup, it's starting to feel shaky. Terry is slipping, not in business, but in focus. While Meech is chasing expansion and power, Terry is stuck between two worlds. And episode 7 puts that pressure front and center. You can see it in his eyes, in how he moves. He's getting tired of always watching his back, lying to his family, and pretending this game won't catch up with him. And that's what makes his part in this episode so personal. It's not about the money anymore. It's about his soul. From the start, Terry is distracted. He's sitting in his car, engine running, just thinking. You can tell something's off. He's not looking at the road. He's looking at the rearview mirror, not just literally, but emotionally. Everything behind him is catching up. The threats, the lies, the violence. And right now, he's questioning if this life is still worth it. One of the most powerful scenes happens in the kitchen with Lucille, their mother. She's not yelling. She's not begging. She's just looking at him straight in the eyes and says, you used to be the one with sense. That line hits. You can feel the disappointment. Terry tries to play it off, saying everything's under control, but Lucille knows better. She always does, and for a second, you can tell Terry wants out. He wants peace. He wants a future where his son doesn't grow up with the same blood on his hands Asterisk, but just when you think he might walk away, the streets pull him right back in. Boom, there's a scene where one of their runners gets jumped. Terry shows up late to the meeting, sees the damage, and now he's pissed. The same guy who wanted peace is suddenly shouting, "They think we soft." Now, we handle this tonight. That flip from calm to chaos shows exactly where Terry is mentally. He's caught in between, 1 foot in the game, 1 foot out. And that is the most dangerous place to be. Asterisk, then comes the real test. Meech wants to move a large shipment using a new route, one that involves serious risk. Terry isn't feeling it. He's like, "We need to slow down," but Meech isn't trying to hear that. This sparks a quiet but heated argument. Meech sees growth, Terry sees danger. Meech is about expansion, Terry is about protection. And in that moment, the two brothers are no longer in sync. Asterisk, Terry tries to talk to his girl about it, hoping maybe she give him a reason to walk away. But even that conversation is tense. She tells him flat out, "You can't have both. Either you're in this life or you're not." That honesty hits him hard. Because deep down, Terry already knows the truth. There is no halfway in this game. It's either all in or you're already out. Asterisk, and just when things couldn't get more complicated, a close member of the crew tells Terry some behind-the-scenes info. Somebody might be leaking details to the cops. Terry is shocked, and suddenly that gut feeling he's been carrying all episode makes sense. The paranoia is real. Now he's not just worried about survival, he's worried about betrayal. And that makes everything more unstable. Asterisk, by the end of the episode, Terry stands in the middle of two worlds, his family and the streets, both sides pulling at him. Both sides asking him to choose, but the problem is, choosing either one means losing the other. And the clock is ticking. Asterisk, he's not just fighting rivals anymore. He's fighting the pressure, the guilt, the lies. And in episode 7, we see that pressure starting to crack him. Whether or not he breaks, that's the question heading into the next episode. Asterisk, if Meech and Terry are feeling the pressure, it's because someone's turning it up, and that someone is Detective Bryant. Episode 7 shows Bryant like we've never seen him before. He's not just building a case anymore, he's out for blood. After everything BMF has pulled over the past few episodes, Bryant is done playing by the book. Now, he wants results. No matter what it takes. Asterisk, it starts with a quiet scene, Bryant sitting in a dark office, watching footage from a hidden camera. He rewinds, plays it again, then zooms in. Something about what he sees changes his whole energy. Next thing we know, he's on the phone with Jin, his partner, saying, "We got movement." This is it, right there. You feel it. The chase is over. The hunt has begun. Asterisk, from that moment on, Bryant and Jin go full throttle. They're putting taps on phones, tracking car rentals, pressuring known associates. One scene shows Jin interrogating a mid-level dealer who's sweating bullets. She doesn't yell. She doesn't even raise her voice. She just leans in and says, "You think Meech is gonna save you when this all comes crashing down?" And in that moment, you can tell she's getting through. Someone's gonna crack. It's only a matter of time. Asterisk, but it's not just the cops doing damage. Someone inside BMF is helping them. That's the real danger. Bryant and Jin have access to too much routes, names, drop spots. And that kind of inside info only comes from one place, a snitch. They haven't said the name yet, but episode 7 makes it clear. Someone's feeding the cops everything. And it's tearing the crew apart from the inside. Asterisk, Bryant also plays dirty this episode. Real dirty. There's a moment where he pulls over a BMF associate, plants something in the car, and uses it as leverage. You're looking at 10 years minimum, but you give me Meech, and we can make that disappear. That's how deep he's willing to go. He's bending every rule, and Jin, she's not fully on board, but even she's starting to feel the pressure. The case is too big now. Failure isn't an option. Asterisk, one scene that hits hard is when Bryant follows Terry from a distance. He watches him drop his son off at school. No words, just silent surveillance. The message is clear. They're not just watching the business, they're watching the families too. It's cold. It's tactical. And it shows just how personal this has become for Bryant. Asterisk, later in the episode, the big moment comes. They finally get footage from a traffic camera that shows Meech at a location tied to a recent drop. It's not enough to arrest him, but it's enough to build pressure. Jin says, "We're almost there." One more slip, and we've got him. You can feel it closing in. Asterisk, meanwhile, Meech and Terry are still trying to figure out how the cops are staying one step ahead. They know something's off. Terry brings it up during a tense crew meeting. Somebody's talking. And if we don't find out who, we're next. That one line shifts the whole room. You can feel the paranoia rising. Eyes start darting. Nobody feels safe. And that's exactly how law enforcement wants it. Asterisk, by the end of episode 7, Bryant is holding onto a sealed envelope. We don't see what's inside, but his smirk says it all. He's got something big. And if it's what we think it is, episode 8 is going to explode. Asterisk. Everything in episode 7 has been building up to this moment, the betrayal, the shift. The twist that changes the entire game for Meech, Terry, and the future of BMF. Asterisk, it starts off quiet. Too quiet. After all the chaos from earlier scenes, arguments, raids, deals gone wrong, there's a strange calm. And that's what makes it so dangerous. Meech is posted up with his crew, thinking the worst is behind them. They handled the rival crew. They moved the weight. They survived another close call. But in this game, calm means someone's about to get hit, and this time, it's not by a bullet, it's by someone they trusted. Asterisk, out of nowhere, one of their longtime associates, someone who's been in the background for seasons, starts acting different. He's asking questions he never used to ask. He's hanging back during meetings. And then, late in the episode, it happens. Meech gets word that one of their trap houses got raided just minutes after a drop. No delay, no warning, just straight up precision. That's not luck. That's inside information. Asterisk, at first, everyone's looking outward, blaming rivals, blaming cops, blaming bad luck. But Terry, he's not buying it. His gut tells him something's wrong from within. He pulls Meech aside and says it clearly. We got a rat. Meech doesn't want to hear it. He brushes it off like it's paranoia, but deep down, he knows Terry's right. It's not a question of if someone flipped. It's who. Asterisk, then comes the heavy scene, the one that flips the entire episode. One of their guys, Dink, who's been low-key since the start, gets caught in a sting. Cops swarm him during a routine drop, but instead of running or shooting, he just puts his hands up, calm, like he was expecting it. He gets cuffed, loaded, into a car, and then Bryant walks up. No shouting, no tension, just a quiet nod. And then Bryant says something that hits hard. You did good. You'll get your cut. Asterisk, boom. There it is. Dink has been working with the cops this whole time. Not just feeding them info, setting up Meech and Terry from the inside. The entire operation has been leaking through him, piece by piece. And now, he's turning state's evidence. The betrayal cuts deep. This isn't just business, this was family, or so they thought. Asterisk, the next few scenes show the fallout. Word starts spreading. The crew is panicking. Phones are being smashed. Hideouts are getting cleaned out. Trust gone. Meech doesn't even speak at first. He just sits in silence, trying to hold it together. You can see it. He feels responsible. He let Dink get too close. He let the streets get too comfortable. And now the empire is bleeding. Asterisk, Carrie's reaction is different. He's angry, yes, but he's done. He pulls Meech aside and says something real. You keep building this empire like nothing can touch us. But it's already burning. Meech, we just don't smell the smoke yet. That line. That might be the moment Terry decides he's ready to walk away for real this time. Asterisk, but Meech, he's not quitting. He's gearing up. There's a short montage at the end of the episode, Meech grabbing his piece, checking his car, walking into a dark building. You don't know what he's about to do, but the look on his face says it all. This war just got personal. Asterisk, and then. The final twist, a shadowy figure steps out from a corner and hands Bryant a folder. He opens it, flips through, and then pauses. We don't see what he sees, but we hear what he says. Asterisk, I knew it. This goes all the way up. Asterisk, black screen. Episode over. Asterisk, now the questions are bigger than ever. Asterisk, who else is working with the cops? Asterisk, can BMF survive another internal hit? Asterisk, and what exactly did Bryant just uncover? Asterisk, episode 7 didn't just raise the stakes. It ripped the safety net away completely. Nobody's safe now. Not Meech, not Terry, not even the cops. Asterisk, so let's break it down one last time. Asterisk, Meech is playing a dangerous game, building an empire while the walls are closing in. He's making bold moves, expanding into Atlanta, and trying to stay 3 steps ahead. But power comes with a price, and now that price might be loyalty. Asterisk, Terry. He's standing on a cliff, 1 step forward, and he's deeper in the game. 1 step back, and he might just lose everything. He's not just fighting the streets anymore. He's fighting himself. And that kind of inner war, it doesn't end clean. Asterisk, the cops. They're no longer just watching. They're inside. Bryant and Jen are closer than ever. And with Dink flipping, the whole operation is exposed from within. It's not a matter of if someone's going down. It's just a matter of who goes first. Asterisk, and then that final twist, that folder. Whatever was inside it, it's bigger than anyone expected. Something's about to blow. And episode 8. It's looking like full-on war. Asterisk, asterisk, if you thought episode 7 was wild, just wait. Asterisk, drop your theories in the comments. Asterisk, who's next to turn? Will Terry walk away? Asterisk, and what did Bryant really uncover? Asterisk, smash that like if you're riding with BMF. Asterisk, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. Asterisk, and turn on the notifications because episode 8. Asterisk will be right here when it drops. Asterisk, stay sharp, stay locked in. This is BMF.